Allora, benvenuti a tutti, benvenuto al professor Petar Bojanic, d'ora in avanti per convenzione Petar, che è una vecchia conoscenza dell'istituto, era già stato qui altre volte, l'ultima volta 9-10 anni fa. Petar è il direttore dell'istituto, molto prestigioso, dell'Istituto per la filosofia e le scienze sociali a Belgrado, è anche il direttore di un istituto di un centro di studi avanzati a Reca e ha un curriculum molto molto lungo, ricco di studi in Serbia e poi anche all'estero, in Francia, negli Stati Uniti, in Germania. Ha anche insegnato in diverse università europee e americane, tra cui anche Cornell, e si occupa essenzialmente di filosofia sociale e filosofia politica. Alcuni dei suoi contributi, tra l'altro, sono anche stati pubblicati in italiano, in particolare penso a un volume pubblicato da Mimesis, Violenza e Messianismo, ma ha scritto anche sulla guerra, sul concetto di sovranità, su autori come Derrida e Schmitt, viene dalla tradizione continentale e da anni si sta occupando del tema dell'istituzione e sta scrivendo un libro anche su questo problema, su questo concetto, ed è ciò di cui ci parlerà oggi è, credo di aver capito, un capitolo o una parte di materiali che poi finiranno in questo libro, a cui sta lavorando da parecchi anni. Allora io, ringraziandolo di nuovo di essere venuto a trovarci, gli cedo immediatamente la parola. Petar è poliglotta, parlerà in inglese, ma poi nella discussione possiamo tranquillamente intervenire in italiano, tanto lui capisce perfettamente. A te, Petar.
Grazie, I'm very happy that I'm here. And I will be short. That means half an hour. It's not, we are a small group of people, and I'm happy that I'm here again. I had seminar here on institution before Mario, who translated this text. That was the text on Deleuze and institution. And published after in Iride, I think. And I wrote and I work on this book, published many texts, and I'm not happy yet because, okay, first of all, the problem is the word. This morning I had in Salerno small seminar on project project, police and institution tomorrow in Salerno. This is the 3 words or 3 protocols from the same area. I think this is, there is no institution without police, an institution without project, and I invented after some things, and that's why I'm trying to polishing, if you can say in English. First problem is institution is in all languages is a different term, and then we can easily imagine this one of the main visual fiction of West. This is Tower of Babele, Torre di Babele. If you imagine, if you remember this story, this is just 8 sentences in 11. This is first institutional origin of institutional building. You have some migrants, first of all, who arrives from somewhere. Then they found a place to start to build. Then they all the time talk. At the beginning, you have a priori that was one language. This is the first. But then they are talking all the time between them. there is no leader. They are producing all the time some kind of imperatives. Let's go. Let's. Several times let's. This is kind of mobilization. Then you have invention. They invented some kind of technological for the building. Well, first of all, there is no institution without new technology, without something new, because this institution, for example, before it was something new, something special. Then they have a project, huge project, monstrous project to build something huge. This is project and institution. Then they want to institute this, because they said, as you remember, we'd like to have the name, not to disperse the name. And this is in classical theological interpretation, to have the name, this is some kind of idolatry. That's why what's happened. But if you can read it very simple from they want to incorporate. It means when you to have a firma, to have a company, they want to incorporate themselves in one entity which has a name, to not dispersed. That was problematic. And then you have one instance, new instance. The name of this instance was Adonai, who arrived as some kind of controller of the building. And he or she is very, how to say, affirmative. He said everything is fine. They will, that group of people will arrange the business. They will build this. They are talking the same language, etc., etc. And at the end, let's destroy this. Okay. My problem, I had, you can read this story from Hegelian perspective. That's why Hegel is here. Hegel, how to say, inspired me to find in this institutional scene, first institutional scene, two elements, most important elements, that corporation and police. That means, as you remember, in philosophy of law, Hegel, you have a family, you have civil society, and you have state. In civil society, you have three instances. You have how to say, you have a system of needs. That means you have judges, etc., etc. You have a corporation, and you have a police. And okay, corporation, you have several individuals without leader. They are trying to produce some kind of VR, because this is the name, incorporation, to make some kind of incorporation, to make studio, architectural studio, to make company, to do something, to be together, to stay together. That was the deal. This is if you want, corporation. Main principle of corporation, to produce one subject. Well, plural in one. And then police. If we imagine okay, my problem is why is arriving policeman or controller or that instance which confirm or affirm or negate this job, this huge job? How is it possible that this group of people is producing professional policemen? Because this is professional policemen. And immediately you have this problem with Hegel and Fichte, that you have, how is it possible that we are producing as a group one instance which control us immediately? Why what we are doing, why we are not, this is my addition, why we are not engaging enough to not to produce this professional policeman. Okay, this is the you can see the thesis. Thesis is to bring back police from the state in civil society. How? To engage more, you know, to invent or to introduce new concept or new protocol, which is engagement. Okay, engagement, as you know, engagement, impeño here, and different new problems for all of us. But we can say that this group of people arranged to build Babel Tower, was not enough engaged to produce controller between them, to share control between them. Well, okay, if you, okay, this is the same strategy. We can, I repeat it again this morning, I repeat several times, love. In love, love is very good, because love is par excellence, very good example, because in love you have collective intentionality. You know, that means you have a partners or group, small group, never mind, family, not love, just lovers, but anyway, you have engaged people, that people who are producing some kind of collective intentionality, entity, new entity. Well, new entity as a family, new entity as a love. Well, we can say that in love, in this maximum engagement or maximum empeño in this small community, thus we are producing, in that case, police or control. Thus we are producing, when we are in love, when we are engaged completely, thus we are producing some kind of new instance which will control us and, how to say, punish us, as this group of people in Tower Babel is punished on one way or another, because they are dispersed. What is the punishment? Punishment is, it's impossible to be together. If you will be together if you are more engaged. Well, this is we can say thesis. How to follow? Because in this case Hegel is socialist. It's very easy to show that Hegel is not conservative thinking, because police is in civil society as a protocol, as a how to say, as a controlling, watching, preventive factor. Okay, we have many problems here. For example, for him, if you are watching, you are preventing. How? That means for him, watch each other as in love, because in love, with collective intentionality, lovers watch each other. They are in the same time subject and object, they are changing roles and they are trying to correct themselves. Well, problem, what I've done in this text, the name of the text is Che cos'è la polizia, l'istituzione della violenza universale e la violenza dell'universale, will be published next month in Out. With one my collaboratrice, she wrote something, small part of this that I have liberty to say that this is my job, because I didn't finish. Okay, what I saw, first of all, roles. Roles, as Walzer, for example, working as several people. Okay, they are saying, I talked to his name is Giovanni, in front of me yesterday evening. Giovanni, yeah, Giovanni, and he said that he's trying all the time to critique these roles, etc., etc. Rawls is a very good reader, and this is incredibly important. He saw something which, or Walzer, they see something which continental thinkers forget. For example, in his lectures on German idealism, Rawls says, civil society, Rawls says, reading Hegel, civil society comprises three parts: the system, civil society in Hegel, the system of needs, Bedürfnisse, the administration of justice, Rechtspflege, and police, Polizei, and corporation, Corporation. Polizei is from the Greek politeia, and its meaning is much wider than our word police. In Hegel's day, it covered not only law enforcement, but also the fixing of the prices of necessities, the control of quantity of goods, the arrangement of hospitals, street lighting, and much else. Hegel has considerable discussion of the problems of civil society. He was distressed at the growth of poverty and the resentful pöbel, rabble, but he offers no answer to it. That means he found, okay, you know probably, I don't know if some of you is Hegelian, that Ruda wrote the book about rubble, but when you are saying that Hegel wrote many very important lines on poverty, when you say this to some Oxford professor who doesn't know nothing about Hegel, they are very strange. How is it possible that Hegel, but Rawls saw this. It means very, well, when you see this, what is now second step for me, it was important to understand what does it mean policy, what does it mean civil polity, because we have many untranslatable terms which exist: public policy, civil polity, policy in general, policy making, policing, which exist in English, and all of them tell us that they are using police still in civil society, you know, in civil society sector or civil society protocol. And if you read lawyers and from 19th century, you will see that they are insisting that police is never a thing of the state, that police is always civil society. And if you want, this policy, you know, policy making is police job of the police, that we are doing, for example, in non-governmental organization. Well, in non-governmental organization, you have to, for example, to enforce policy making. That means to help the state to do something for us. We can say like this, for ourselves. Well, this is second problem: how to translate it, how to transform all this terminology where police is transformed in our languages. Then, what is the next? Why I'm using Hegel here? I'm using Hegel because you know probably this book is not translated. It was written by Italian, Paolo Napoli. Paolo Napoli wrote a very important book about police in French. Unfortunately, this book is not translated in Italian. And this is book, everything is covered in this book except Hegel. There is no Hegel in this book. Why? Because he's not philosopher. Probably he was not interesting for Hegel. Then I have second also story, we can say Roman stories, which helped me also to understand what does it mean police. And this institution you have in in tennis today, in Nadal or Djokovic, when he calls challenge, this is some kind of police, social, how to say, civil society institution. That means you have a judge who said that ball is out. If you are calling challenge, you want to repeat this procedure to watching again. Let's watch again together what's happened. And in stadium you have this same institution. Let's watch together what's happened, and then we all trying to re-establish justice, and we see if it is if ball is out or not. This is the same institution you can put in your Google Jus Provocatio. This is Jus Provocationis. This is there are many texts about this, not many, but I wrote one book about provocation, because Jus Provocatio was institution in Roman during small period of democracy in Roman law, in Roman society. When it was institution, it was how to say, as an institute. If somebody want to come here, for example, imagine that somebody wants to arrest me now, I can call provoco, and in that people and renew the process. That means to stop. They must stop, and people must come, and we can together rebuild the justice. Take a look what's happened, and they will not beat me. You know, I will be protected, but by this call. Provoco. Okay, there is problems if you are mute. If I can't talk, that will be problem, etc., etc. But well, provocation, Jus Provocatio. That means that what does it mean? This institution. Never mind if, because there are theory that it was not existed in Roman society or one small period of time, but we have 3 or 4 lex. Mariella lex tralala, never mind now this institute, as imagination, is telling us that it's possible to do police work between us. We don't need to call police, because police generally is not here, but police is here. We can share this police work, because professionalism is tragedy of us, tragedy of our engagement, tragedy because we are not engaged between us, we are separated, we won't intervene and correct ourselves, we are not in position to accept and critique, we are egomaniacs, and in that case we need somebody from outside to come here and to say what we have to do. Well, you can see the same institute in Walter Benjamin per la critica della violenza. He mentioned the same institute of police violence, and he's talking as Hegel, because when he's writing, Benjamin writing this text, he's an influence of philosophy of law also. Hegel, he's telling us that there is some kind of degradation of police. And where is degradation of police? In democracy. Democracy is very good, how to say, protocol to degrade police and to professionalize police. If you are professionalized police, then in that case we are in position to criminalize ourselves, and this is, for example, I'd like to for example stop it. Well, to say, well, stop criminalizing us, because only professional institution of policemen can criminalize us. if we are not capable to correct ourselves, we are, as a kids, as an individual, separated, and in that case we need some kind of instance to punish us or to confirm or affirm us. This is one thing, and that's why the term engagement, which how to say, or commitment anyway, I'm insisting on engagement, because engagement, you know, commitment is something more, how to say, more commitment. Okay, you have two kinds of commitment. Individual commitment, for example, I am obliged to help to my father who is sick. You have a joint commitment, for example, I convinced you that my father is Messiah and we will go together to, this is your task, not just mine, this is joint commitment. Or we go to the cinema tomorrow and we have some kind of agreement, and this is joint commitment, because tomorrow, if I not to go to the cinema, I have to ask you for permission to, you know, to quit this. But engagement is something different, because engagement is to work for community as such, for institution as such, for not for ourselves, not as an individual, but for some. For example, this here, these glasses and all, somebody put it here for, or micro, or this camera, to how to say, to establish, this is institutional things, to establish something which is ours, not mine, not for me, not for you, but for us. Well, that's why engagement, and that's why okay. Okay, Benjamin, in the text, late text, with, not late too, with Asia, the name of the text is Napoli, Naples. He's mentioning that in Naples, because Camorra is here, Camorra is here, is not need police. Polizia is not needed, because it's enough confession. Confession is enough, there is no police in Napoli. Well, this is a good example why it's not need police in that period of time, or maybe today, never mind, because citizens sharing some kind of controlling themselves. Okay, this is, how to say, this is degradation of police on the other way, but anyway, this, you know, watching community, they are, you know, watching their self. If you go to United States, for example, in small city in Ithaca or New Haven, and you know, you have a table in an entrance of the city. It's marked Ithaca is watching community. That means please take a look what's happened, take a look your neighborhood, watch your neighborhoods, etc., etc. This is, when I saw this first time, I said, wow, this is not okay. I need a policeman, I need somebody outside to do this job. But now I think this is absolutely okay, because this is not, you know, watch. This is, you know, try to help. For me, this is help. Try to help somebody, try to help, and this is not just protection. I think this is the help. Okay, at the end, what I've done in this text, I check. There is no text like this that I'm trying to always. This is easy to what I've done. I don't know why there is several just text on police in Hegel. Now it's easy to find Hegel online. I check all the places where Hegel is talking on police, all seminars from first to the end, and check how he's using police, check all formulations, and found incredible place that means that he was all the time, how to say, convinced that we don't need a police. We He said, for example, in seminar 21, no, it was in Heidelberg, just a second, yes, no, 18, because we have a philosophy of law, for us is the seminar 21, but in, for example, in seminar 18, 19, he said, things have never been worse than when the state or government sought to care for the individual's welfare by not allowing him to care for himself. You know, he's all the time mentioned that state, the police is not the state business, as in Fichte. As immediately after Hegel, you have many lawyers who is renew Fichte. That means Hegel functions as a brilliant socialist in this part of philosophy of law. He is not normal in family law because he never mentioned woman. For him, when he go outside from the family, it is always the man who is incorporate. He never think on, for example, on marriage. You know, in marriage, you can work together and incorporate together and growing up the kids, etc. Okay, but anyway, till the end, and it's not important now to read it, till the end, you will find all, how to say, he was convinced till the end that the right place of police is in civil society, and well, I have to stop here. That's it. Thank you very much.
Bene, grazie Petar, grazie anche per lo sforzo che hai fatto e che era, come dire, tangibile, di estrarre alcuni pezzi di questo lavoro che stai facendo sull'istituzione, e aprirei decisamente subito il dibattito. Se ci sono domande o riflessioni o commenti.
No, chiederei qualche ulteriore integrazione sull'elemento aereo, della poliziaria. Perché è un modo molto interessante, anche molto complesso, nel quale diciamo si vede all'opera una concezione di politica che non è quella dello Stato politico, non è quella della sovranità, che però presuppone la sovranità, cioè è in fondo una sorta di gestione amministrativa della società civile, ci possono essere anche questi milioni, ma che è fondamentalmente una gestione, non usare categorie successive, è inopportuno proiettare all'indietro, potremmo molto probabilmente definire anche un po' governamentale, di governo, ma insomma dice il vero riferimento è la cameralistica, sono le scienze camerali del Settecento tedesco, ovvero quell'insieme di saperi che strutturano una pratica istituzionale amministrativa che radice della statistica, dell'economia politica stessa in Germania. Gli erandi dello schiera si è occupato, ha fatto vedere un importante video che si chiama Laboratorio Borghese, che è veramente rilevante su queste radici, diciamo, anche su non solo di quello che poi sarà altro, ma comunque diciamo dello Stato amministrativo, ma anche sul corpo della sofisma, sul corpaccione della sofisma. Ora, in Hegel questa funzione di polisare, che è una funzione economica, diciamo amministrativa, economica amministrativa, non è in grado di produrre da sé un principio di ordine politico, né tantomeno di esercitare, diciamo, di legittimare la coazione. potere politico e deve appoggiare su un altro livello. Quindi è rilevante per in funzione dell'integrazione della società, ma in sé deficitario, insufficiente. Allora io volevo capire se tu la recuperi mantenendo questo doppio livello, quindi la vedi come gli ovvi passati, gli adattamenti, ogni attualizzazione problematica, anche perché in Hegel ci sono presupposti onerosi di metafisica politica, ontologici, appunto. Questo doppio livello, in cui l'originario è lo stato politico, anche se a quello si arriva, la Gesinnung des Staats che deve formarsi all'interno della corporazione, dei scelti, dei stende, e che anche la Polizia stessa deve favorire perlomeno disattivando i fattori disgreganti, anomici della società, prepara, si forma in queste cerchie dove il particolare si scopre universale, l'interesse particolare entrando in relazione con altri interessi particolari e scoprendo che esiste anche un interesse comune, anche per quanto parziale, se nell'ottica di Hegel si prepara culturalmente, spiritualmente, diciamo così, eticamente al vero universale. Quindi è importante tutta questa preparazione e diciamo anche la polisaia, nel cui va di mezzo problemi come l'amministrazione della giustizia, peraltro, che regola, che sta sul terreno della società civile, sono forme dello Stato esterno o dell'intelletto, è lo Stato sul terreno della società civile. Quindi è rilevantissimo, produce integrazione, ma l'integrazione prodotta sul terreno della società non basta. E comunque i fattori istituzionali politici che chiamati a generare integrazione appoggiano su un altro piano. Quindi quello che è il risultato, perché appunto quella che si forma diventa Gesinnung des Staats, appunto diventa, o diciamo etici Gesinnung, no? Però in realtà l'esito è l'originario, il risultato è il primo, secondo il tipico movimento logico, cioè insomma il politico deve articolarsi, deve strutturarsi facendogli spiegare al massimo il principio della soggettività, al massimo possibile, non deve compatibilità di ordine, ma poi a sé deve tornare, diciamo così, ecco, al politico si deve tornare. Allora io volevo capire se tu la mantieni questo doppio livello e però poi ci devono questo doppio livello ha dei presupposti, diciamo così, metafisica politica, se vogliamo, teologico-politici, oppure se pensi che sia sul terreno dell'integrazione e dell'amministrazione che si genera o si può generare un'integrazione politica piena.
Nello, I like state, you know. I'm Schmittian, but you know, in political philosophy you have this ethics of war. Ethics of war, you know, many from Walzer till, I don't know, David Rodin, Oxford Group, etc., etc. You have many texts. You have many philosophers who, for example, several of them, very important, wrote this for Israeli soldier codex. Wrote philosophers. In Russia today, they are trying that philosophers try to do something for soldiers because soldiers are in Syria, etc., etc. Results of this engagement from roles, that means 35, 40 years, is that now soldier has some kind of there are many rules to how he can use the force. That means his ethical machine. He's not soldier today. He's not machine for killing, but he's in the same time ethical machine. That means he has many rules that protected him to make crime. If you compare in United States, for example, use of force of policemen and soldier, you will see that policeman has many more possibility to use the force. And idea of this is to make some kind of ethics of police, ethics of policing, how to diminish using the force of policemen, how to put the police in some kind of rules. This is one thing. Second thing, you can check very easy. I have here some numbers and some, of course, some paradoxes. In 2010, in England and Wales, after reduction, you have in England, for example, in Great Britain, all the time reductions of policemen. That means in 2010 you have a reduction of 2,500 policemen, and now England and Wales have 142 police officers for 61 million population. If you compare this with France today, you will see that in France you have 3 times more but in the same time, you know, in France you have several kind of police, gendarmerie, etc., etc. Where is the problem? Problem is that in France you have, in England you have more prisoners than in France. This is paradox. In United States also you have more prisoners than everywhere. Idea is, for example, in Belgrade, I can give you, now you have some kind of opposition resistant to the government, and when you in airport, when you check the passport, when you arrive, I know now what they are doing. They have names, and they are checking my name, and if party of government put my name on this list, I will be stopped, and they will ask me something, how many money I have, let me check your pockets, etc., etc. That means police is in the hand of government party, not of government. That means I'd like to purify state from the parties. You know, this is party on the government. Party who is I don't know who is party. He's on the. You see, party is using government and is using police for their means. That's the problem.
You say that maybe we have many. We have a boom in the system justice, because polizei, there is not polizei, but police. Polizei in the German sense,
in the Justi period, because this
the wealth.
Yes.
Became the wealth.
Okay.
I think there is, the politics in the justice, use of justice and power. The power of police it depends on the deficit. So
we can say, yeah.
Social politics in another sense. Police is in a social politics in another sense, I think.
Why that? No, I'm just asking why. What do you mean?
Yeah, because police is a form and the justice is a form of to control the society. Considering infatti negli Stati Uniti c'è un boom penitenziario che ormai è arrivato anche Stati Uniti sono in una parte di America, peraltro ci sono degli studi culturali che dimostrano che come si fanno queste danze, popolari, eccetera, parità, tendenzialmente a parità di accusa, parità di prove, anche fondamentalmente, senza anche studi sociologici, diciamo, anche compresi quantitativi, diciamo, non è che si va nel dettaglio giuridico, però tendenzialmente un vero vale l'80% in più di possibilità di essere, ma non è solo per un fatto razziale, per un fatto sociale, il nero ricco viene sotto. Quindi oggettivamente è un libro che gli anni 40 anni fa di Lucia Re in Italia, tante cose, insomma, americana, che fa un po' la sintesi di questo fenomeno. Allora, 15 anni fa, nascente in Europa, il boom penitenziario. Cioè la polizia diventa lo strumento di controllo, ma non nel senso normale dell'ordine pubblico, nel senso che siccome non fai gli interventi nei ghetti, oppure quelli che hai fatto sono falliti, allora hanno privatizzato le carceri. Negli Stati Uniti hanno privatizzato le carceri e quindi c'è un calcolo anche economico, un calcolo costi-benefici.
Sì, quello che dici in fondo ha un po' a che fare con la linea che forse è alla rovescia, però è un percorso alla rovescia che però, come dire, segue il binario che comunque anche Petar mi sembrava che stesse cercando di tracciare tra polizai nel senso tedesco del termine e polizia nel senso corrente del termine. Io, se non ci sono altre domande o nell'attesa che emergano altre domande, volevo fare una domandina a Petar, un po' in linea con quella di Nello, però formulata in maniera proprio elementare, perché mi incuriosisce. Tu stai scrivendo questo libro sull'istituzione da molto tempo, e un modo di riformulare, diciamo, lasciando da parte Hegel, la domanda o diciamo anche la preoccupazione teorica di Nello che io condivido è: tu vedi qualche differenza tra l'istituzione in generale e l'istituzione politica? Cioè c'è un di più, c'è un surplus di senso o performativo, simbolico nell'istituzione politica, oppure tu vedi il campo dell'istituzione come qualcosa di omogeneo in cui l'elemento politico non introduce nessun fattore in più? È chiara la domanda?
Sì, è chiara, ma I never separated the institution as such. Maybe it could be fruitful, but institution of politics is what? You know, in institution, politics is for me.
No, te lo dico subito. Lo Stato è un'istituzione politica. Una corporazione privata è un'istituzione, lo dicevi anche tu all'inizio, ma non è, perlomeno prima facie, non nessun teorico definirebbe una corporazione, a meno di non rifarsi alla teoria delle corporazioni, della corporation soul del Medioevo.
For me this is the question of instance. You can find, what is in this text, Schmidt text of three way, where he's talking explicitly on institution, and on Santi Romano he's saying the same thing that today we can find in John Searle. State is institution above all institutions. State is institution of institutions. This is nothing. I could not, for me, institution is the entity, or for me, okay, first of all, I don't like to talk about entity or institutional facts, social facts, etc. For me, institution is name for the many acts, institutional acts. What does it mean? I can say that I exist social act, that means hello, you can say me hello, that could be social act. I love you, you can say me I don't love you, that could be social act or something. But you have eating together, it's social act. I don't know, there are many. But you have institutional acts. For example, this easy example is money that we have in our pockets. President of Republic. Here we are producing. That means we are producing institutional act. We are producing instance which is completely conventional. And in that case, we are producing a last instance that could be state. That means last instance, that means, but today I'm not sure that this is last instance, because if I have a problem, I will go to Strasbourg. If I will, for example, if judgment in Napoli will not be good, I go to Strasbourg. That means state of Italy is not enough. I still have possibility to get the justice to be just. That means, well, but anyway, the question is instance of policeman in Tower Babele. This is policeman. This is new instance, and well, very good invented story where we have end and new beginning. You didn't do good your job. Let's go again, everything again. Well, something like that. For me, state is instance. On one way or another, conventional instance, convention. And okay, you have several instruments how to build this instance, how to theorize this instance, how to protect this instance. But anyway, nothing more than instance. If it is possible, say like this. You can find, for example, one. This is, you know, what is the strange? Strange is that in England you have many these lawyers. For example, you have this important Robert Peel, who wrote Principles of Law Enforcement in 1879. He said, you can see the Hegel again. The police at all times should maintain a relationship with the public that gives reality to the historic tradition that the police are the public and the public are the police. The police are the only members of the public who are paid to give full-time attention to duties which are incumbent on every citizen in the intent of the community welfare. Well, we could not find from Germany, France, and Italy in the same period of time, you know, attitudes like this. Well, and this is problematic, and well.
So I'd like to return to the question to Romero. Do you think that police, in the modern sense, should be part of a non-political part of society, or is it possible to consider this as part of the administration as a non-political part,
or I can add on this, for example, if somebody is wrong park his car on the street, this is our job, because we can solve it very easy if all of us, you know, protest against this. This is not the job of policemen, of state, of city. I transformed I think the same thing.
You just say that there is no institution that is completely unpolitical. But which part of the society could be considered non-political?
Well, okay, this is trap. Well, this is trap, piège. You know, I'm not sure today that it's possible to use how to say, to use normally the politique in the sense of Schmidt, in the sense of, I don't know, it's very difficult, you know, to defend this protocol. It's possible, you know, plus today, you know, enemies in this, we could not transform a Schmittian theory now in a you know, in interstate relations. There is no enemy. Enemy is for Schmidt today. Enemy is somebody who, for Schmidt, for example, pirates, will be completely, you know, nonsense. Unjust enemy. We could not say that exist today enemies in Schmittian sense. In that case, I am not sure that politic in that sense we can use anymore. Well, this is I think, I don't know, probably it's too strong, but well.
Olympia?
Observation made me think of a very genealogical question, so to say. Maybe it's a banal question, but I was wondering if the police functions change with the rise of the welfare state.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in Germany during the 19th century, the police functions had a different setting before the rise of the welfare state. It's just an historical question because I don't know it, so I'm just asking.
I think that I can say something simple, and could be answered. In the phrase Ithaca is watching community, this is, I'm not watching you, I'm watching relation between us. This is important. I am responsible, as you are also, for circulation between us, for relation between us. If something is not circular, if there is no circulation between us, money, words, if something is wrong, you or I, we have to protest. That means if you don't understand me, you have a right to protest, because this is not good circulation of words. At the beginning, when police, Justi and etc. used this how to say, all of them were very this 18th century, for example, this is the beginning of the modern state. Statistik, Achenwald, etc., many people, they first of all, this is circulation of the goods. That means money, hygiene of the city, hygiene. This is police job. Police job is everything which, police job is watching the relations and protecting relations between us, between individuals. That could be goods. I am responsible, as you are, for relations between us. I'm not responsible for you. Do what you want. But relations, communications, circulation of money, light here, everything which give possibility that we can stay in front of us. That means relations. Well, if it is possible to imagine when Hegel is talking about watching and in the same time preventing, he's talking about this. Relations. And well, I think okay, this is not principle today problem, because problem could be also family. We have more violence in family today than in outside, in public space. That means this is also something problematic, and in that case, call the police. Call the police is invention of the family, invention of the apartment. Police is not in apartment. That means we have a space to change something. Hegel never invented violence in the home. That means we must think about family in the context of police. This is in that case, this is not enough, of course.
How should the use of products be regulated?
But police immediately. You are policemen as I am. If we are doing much more police work, controlling ourselves, correcting ourselves, no job for police. Easy. This is easy. You are not very engaged citizen as I am. Also, I am not very engaged citizen. And that's the problem. I saw in Napoli today, in 15 minutes, I don't know, 50 wrong steps against other problems in traffic, etc., etc. In that case, I didn't intervene. You too. That means, it's possible to do this, to do something, I think.
Ma Petra, scusami se la metto in termini radicali, ecco, se radicalizzo questa lettura, ma quest'idea che siamo tutti poliziotti gli uni per gli altri non assomiglia un po' troppo allo stile di vita e allo stile di società della Germania dell'Est, per esempio?
No, this is not wrong. I said this is completely other things. This is watching the person. I'm not watching the person. This is watching the person. I said this is different between relations, watching relations, and watching the person outside my door, close to me, watching my neighbor. You see, for example, you see this. What's happened in? You have a French penal code. This article is introduced several years ago after one crime in metro. That means one woman is raped on many eyes, many people was there in metro, and state intervene like this. That is the article. This is the notion of non-assistance to a person in danger and omission to help a person in peril. I quote, "The same punishment will be given to anyone not helping a person in danger when their own life or that of a third person is not placed in jeopardy by so doing, having the opportunity to help either by themselves acting or calling others to help." By themselves acting or calling others to help. You can find this very good example what state is doing. State insists that we must be organized. We must be producing immediately group force and to resist and to help to this woman, because separately nobody of us can help her. But we are not just this, we are obliged to do this, to either by themselves acting or calling others to help. It's not marked here calling police to help, calling others to help. That means state is, how to say, state has no power. And why? Because the task for the state is incredibly big. It's impossible to correct all of us if we are not doing the job as a citizens. Well, the question is what we are, how to do, how to be good citizen. Well, is it if we put on, if we put on the table on every second street here, Napoli is watching community, it will be what? It will be funny or, well?
Se non c'è altro, Olimpia.
You were talking about the United States, and I was wondering where is the difference between help and protection? Because you stressed this helping part, I would say.
Yes, I had no answer. Good, absolutely good question. Difficult. Here, yeah, it's difficult to improvise with this. Yeah. I don't know how to differentiate both. Maybe it's trivial. Maybe it's tricky. Okay, Ithaca is protective community. Watch to protect. Watch to protect. I think this is Trump. This is slogan. Something. It was motto of somebody. Not just watch is to prevent, but watch is to protect. It will be maybe this option of help will be better, will be more sophisticated.
Could we say maybe that in the help there is a relation between two subjects, and in the protection there is a subject and an object?
Yeah, maybe.
Like that.
Yes, imagine this: if somebody parks his macchina, he's not just how to say made some kind of rule, broken the rule, but I think he to say him move from here is to help to somebody who could not pass. For example, is blocked with this action. In that case, if we put action on the other side of helping or anyway protecting, probably it will be in the same register. If you add punishment, that will be both will be on the other side, then maybe yes.
Quando tu dici guardare le relazioni, fai l'esempio degli Stati Uniti, io però ricordo che quando per esempio Foucault studia questi fenomeni degli anni 70 proprio sugli Stati Uniti, dice questo è comunque una strategia, la faccio semplice, neoliberale, e quindi connette un certo modo di essere cittadini attivi a una certa corrente, a una certa cultura economica di governo. E quando però tu dici questo modo qua secondo me funziona meglio, perché potrebbe effettivamente ridurre l'uso della polizia come lo concepiamo noi in senso stretto, e fai l'esempio di Napoli. Però per ottenere questo non bisognerebbe collegare questo discorso ad un discorso nel quale lo Stato, proprio nel senso di Stato sociale, interviene con un programma alternativo, Nel senso di dire io voglio ottenere meno polizia, per ottenere meno polizia in 20, 30 anni, 50 anni devo intervenire in un altro settore, ad esempio un settore di tipo educativo. Quindi io ad esempio faccio un investimento molto forte su quello che è il pubblico nel campo educativo e mi pongo come obiettivo culturale la riduzione, diciamo, della polizia in senso stretto. Ecco, se io non tengo insieme questi due discorsi, appunto, non corro il rischio, diciamo, di avere un punto di vista troppo concentrato sul cittadino privato, e questi discorsi qua, diciamo, non sai mai poi dove possono arrivare, perché il guardare le relazioni, diciamo, è difficile mettere un confine tra il guardare le relazioni ed evitare, diciamo, di diventare ognuno un poliziotto in senso stretto sulla propria strada, del proprio quartiere. Ecco, credo che questi due discorsi vadano sempre nell'insieme, o altrimenti rischi di non riuscire a controllare il fenomeno.
Super. This is addition, you know, to think again. But this is finesse, nuance, very good formulated. Yeah. Yes, I understand. I understand your. I don't believe in Foucault because anyway. Because I check, because I know that he read Justi, and do you remember? And all stupid things in Justi he used, but all brilliant things in Justi he didn't use. For example, for Justi, every migrant is very welcome, you know, because migrants will, for example, help to our city to be better, etc., etc. This is completely different story. Then this is how to say, who will do this kind of job, police job? Because in Justi is the same in Hegel. To check. Well, this is our stuff. Police is for Justi. Militia that was in Russia, in Soviet Union, and in Yugoslavia it was militia, it was not police. That means they are one of us, because in a constitution, we can say in constitution it was forbidden protest. Well, but anyway, if we are protesting, if we are protest group, somebody will send police to us. But that police which arrive, this is part of us. They are not, how to say, generally they are the same, they are citizens. You know, thank you.
Volevo chiedere, io credo che in Italia abbiamo un problema, che è quello dello stabilire, dell'affermare una cultura del limite all'uso della forza da parte della forza pubblica, della polizia, dei carabinieri, eccetera. Sia il potere politico che parte della forza pubblica non hanno, a mio avviso, questa cultura e quindi abusano della propria forza, e questo è un problema. Però a mio avviso l'altro problema, e mi ricollego alla domanda precedente, è quello della diffusione di una cultura nella società per cui bisogna farsi giustizia da sé, e sulla base di questa cultura sono anche state approvate delle leggi recentemente in Italia che incentivano e spingono il cittadino a difendersi da solo. Ecco, io credo che nonostante abbiamo un grosso problema in Italia dal punto di vista dell'abuso della forza, però credo che sia, almeno io come cittadino mi sento molto più sicuro di vivere in una società dove la forza viene usata da chi è professionalmente.
Sì, normalmente, sì.
Lo ritengo più pericoloso.
Sì, normalmente, sì. But I think, okay, I think that, imagine that you are Spain guy, from Spain, you will say the same thing. Imagine this, 20 days ago, how many people was there and what police in several hours they stop everything. How is it possible? You know, how we can explain this? It was force. It was uncontrolled using of the force, or what? I don't know. You know.
Beh, direi che possiamo anche chiuderla qui, anche perché dobbiamo fare una piccola pausa prima di riprendere col seminario di Geli Carillo. Sì, ringraziamo.
Grazie a lei.